Hello and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're checking out Bontago, or Bontago. I'm not sure exactly what the proper pronunciation is there. But this is a strategy slash puzzle slash play with blocks game that apparently I was completely late to the party on. This came out back in 2003. And man, it's been a while, and apparently this one has quite a following, and I've never heard of it until just the other day. And I just happened to stumble upon it, as I so often do with these games, and it looks quite cool, actually. It takes itself very seriously, I have to say, but I think it actually does it for a reason, because the whole game is very well polished. But I'm not going to sit on the menu, as I often do. I'm going to very quickly take you through the options menu, just so you can get an idea. There doesn't seem to be a windowed mode. That's one thing I lament slightly, but not the end of the world anyway. It's got its own built-in music player and everything, and it's got very serious sounding music going on. So we're going to do, just to get acclimated here, I did have to play this a little bit to get, things started to be situated. I still haven't played a real game, but I did try a little bit of practice mode, and I did the tutorial, so I know what I'm doing. I get to pick a color. They were using red before, so why not? I'll use some more red. So here we go. I will try and talk you through this as easily or as quickly as I can before we actually get to a real game. Quite a beautiful background, actually. The whole thing actually is really well presented. And this reminds me a lot of what was it? One of the Bejeweled games, I guess, has some pretty backgrounds like that, those pre-rendered things. But you're probably wondering, what is the point of this game and what do you want to do? Well, I entered sandbox mode, so the point is not readily apparent, but for now, just so we can see what the game's about, we're going to just try dropping some blocks here. So we've got, basically what's going to happen is we take turns, a bunch of players will be playing at the same time, and there'll be a flag in the center of the area, and our goal is to drop these blocks, stack them as high as possible, as quickly as possible, and there's also a timer that's going to show up that allows us to drop more blocks. And we're going to try and make our way towards a flag at the center, and there's sometimes gifts, apparently. I haven't seen those firsthand yet. Basically, every time you drop a block and stack it higher and higher, you're going to get a radius that comes out of these blocks that's going to extend. So the higher you stack, the larger the radius, and then, of course, you use that radius to then be able to stack blocks further out. And the goal is to just keep progressing and progressing. So you can actually very easily fine-tune your controls on these blocks. I'm holding mouse 3 right now to rotate it. If you click mouse 3, it's going to orient it on all of its axes. And then right-click hold is going to be your zoom view, or your pan. And then left-click is going to drop the block, and then mouse wheel scroll is up and down. So it's a lot of controls, but after playing it for about 5 or 6 minutes, you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. The basic thing that you got to really grapple with is just learning to stack well and quickly, from what I can tell. But again, I haven't still played a full game yet. But the game is smart enough to know that people just love to play with blocks, so it gives you the ability to just mess around with it. It also has some quite robust multiplayer, so if you don't want to play by yourself, I've read that there is LAN support and even online. And the physics all seem pretty well modeled as well. I mean, everything is kind of crazy. You can just go nuts here and, sort of like we're playing Crash-tastic or something, just drop blocks everywhere. I imagine it could be quite tempting to want to try and stack these as high as you can and do a little bit of Jenga-style play. And I've never had it slow down, even though I've spawned quite a few blocks, so it seems like things are well done. I'm sort of wondering, actually, if you spawn enough of them, will they eventually start disappearing or something, but that would be kind of lame, especially since the game hinges completely on you having your blocks completely available. What if you built a tower out of these, and then all of a sudden one of them despawn and the whole tower would just fall over? That wouldn't really make a lot of sense. Quite pretty, actually. I mean, they're such basic little nuggets, but, seeing the light hitting them all in different angles and stuff makes for kind of a beautiful graphical aesthetic. Quite simple, but anyway, let's go back out to the main menu. We can try a practice game here and see how that goes. We'll just do me versus one computer. Field size, there's all these options I guess you can go kind of nuts with. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Bomb, rocket, volcano, earthquake, anvil, I guess these are the gifts. And there's a gift spawning probability. Let's play with 0% gift spawning probability. Just, no, you know what, let's make it 10%. I don't want to get dominated on my first game here. let's start. I'll see how well I can play this and still concentrate. So I'm going to play as blue, apparently. And you're going to want to spawn these blocks as low to the ground as you can. And there's going to be, on the other side of the field, the opponent trying to spawn also as quickly as they can. See, my radius just got a little bigger right there when I added that one. And that one should stack well on that. And I may want to actually flip this around, because it's kind of hard to tell the angles of things. And I just want to kind of stack stuff and just pile it together like I'm stacking a bunch of luggage or something. So you'll notice there's that rotating circle around the block that's about to spawn on the left on my little silly alien UI looking control panel there. And that's why I'm not just spawning things like crazy. You'll also notice on the other part of that UI element there is a larger, like a map basically, showing what the opponent is doing, and you can see how far their radius is spread out as well. So we want to make our way towards this flag in the middle. It calls it a flag. It's actually just like a hand holding a cube or something. You can't spawn blocks in it though. Oh, and if you wait too long, it'll drop the block automatically for you, which is, I don't know, good or bad depending on how it goes. That would be one of the gifts, I suppose, so I guess we would want to wrap that thing with a radius if possible. I don't think that's going to happen right now. I'm not really doing very well for the stacking, which is fine, because we're still just practicing. This is not very serious. I would actually be quite interested in seeing this played with like 10 opponents at the same time, or however many the max is. Could be quite crazy. Of course, it doesn't really help that I'm not really trying to spawn them on their edges. But anyway, like I said, we're not taking it too seriously. So I found this was actually quite an elegant game. I mean, it seems very well done. I read, I believe it actually won IGF 2004, which is pretty impressive, actually. For a student-developed game, you know, out of DigiPen, for them to go on and win a pretty big award like that, that's awesome. So, like I said, I mean, the game takes itself pretty seriously, but it sounds like they have a good reason for it. And there we go, that's an okay stack. I should really be, I did this right when I started, but then I stopped for whatever reason. I should be dragging these blocks down as low as possible, because they actually bounce really hard. I'll just show you what I mean. If I drop that one onto this, see how far they're going to go? And you would think that would like move your radius out to there, but no, they have to be adjacent. So only blocks spawned within your, whatever you want to call it, excuse me, like your creep or whatever it is, will count towards the goal. And you'll see the red opponent now is actually about to win. Pretty impressive, if you ask me. I mean, well, I guess they have the AI element on their side. They have a couple actually decent, like, tall stacks. I just have a pile of rubble. Oh yeah, that was going to be good, right? Yeah. Alright, so the computer won on that one. You can see how orderly theirs is compared to mine, which is just like, it looks like somebody knocked a building down or something. Absolutely nothing to it. So that was a 3-minute short game. And that's generally what you can expect. You'll see that radius is quite large simply because of that tall tower. The more sophisticated your stacking ability, the larger your radius is going to get, and the faster that'll happen. So let's back out again. I would like to try that in a little bit more of a chaotic setting here. Let's set this so everybody's playing. Kind of want to be red though, because that's what I got used to before. I may not be able to be red while somebody else is red. That's fine. Oh, this is the way to do it. There we go. So it's red and then 2 shades of other similar color. There we go, that'll work. Alright, everybody's got a flag now. It'd be kind of interesting. I wonder if this is like Monopoly, like if you reach your opponent's flag, then do you like knock them out or something? Could be interesting. Oh. Oh, wow, they're trying to be nice to me, huh? They're putting a gift directly in my path. That guy's flipping blocks already. I don't know what his deal is. He might be going for my gift. No, he's probably not. Alright, so I gotta get this guy situated somewhere nice and tall like that. Might be good. This guy should work. There we go, get a little bit further out. Actually takes a bit of concentration. I mean, you would think really the only barrier is just the control scheme, but aside from that, there's quite a bit of strategy to how you want to play this. And it comes across like a pretty simple you know, unpretentious style game, but there's actually a lot going on here. But if you choose to play it, you know, as something much more straightforward, you can do that as well. And if you get a group of friends who all just want to stack blocks together, there's really nothing wrong with that. I mean, it worked for Minecraft, so why not? Well, that was a very poor placement there. Let's rotate that one around. I'm glad you can move the camera so detailed. If you couldn't do that, it probably wouldn't be possible to do half of these crazy stacks. The physics seem very accurate, but at the same time I also wonder if they're a little bit too jumpy sometimes. I've had it where you drop something just slightly too far and like the entire tower just shoots apart. But I guess that's just the physical properties of whatever this material is. You might as well think of them as like some form of rubber, I guess. Did I get the gift? I don't know. I think somebody's about to win. Look at me on the progress on the map. I'm like barely getting started. Oh, I got a thing. Can I drop this here? What do I want to do with this? Can I just win? I don't know what I did. I think I hurt somebody there. Yeah, I probably wanted to be making a lot more forward momentum. Instead, I was choosing to stack up, which is good later, but I think early on you don't want to do that so much. And you also want to really not drop stuff from so high. I just can't seem to shake that habit. So somebody's gonna win any moment now. I wonder how this works when they want to knock each other out, though. Or if it, like, how does it calculate who's gonna get their sphere or their influence? I guess just the first one across the exact center of the map, huh? I'm trying to actually see who even won there. I guess the light green, or the dark green? No, the light green. Oh, no. It was gray, isn't it? I can't tell. They both look like they're almost exactly in the same spot. Well, yeah, winner says gray. I should probably just look at the dialogue box instead of trying to read it with my eyes. Alright, let's back out again. So let's look at what other modes are there. Mono player has practice, sandbox, tutorial. Okay, so really practice is the standard, like, single-player mode. Sandbox is what we did at the beginning, which is just where there's nobody else there and there's no goals. You just stack as much as you want. And then tutorials got controls, rules, and miscellaneous, which teaches you about, I guess, the gifts or something. I did these two. And the controls are really the thing you want to... You definitely want to do the tutorial in this game. It's one of the few ones when I do really recommend it. Although, if you've seen my gameplay a lot of the time, I could probably use a few more tutorials. Kind of curious, actually, if... Oh, no, you gotta have an IP. Okay, so if you want to play an online game, you can actually just provide your IP and have people join, which is kind of cool. So I guess all that's really left for me to do is maybe one more game of practice, and we could just turn gift spawning up to 100%. I kind of want to know what a volcano and a earthquake looks like. Yeah, these all seem pretty wild, so... Oh, you can turn... Right, you can turn gravity down, so I guess that would help a little bit with some of the jumpiness. And we could make the field size huge, gigantic. Wow. Alright, let's do this. Let's see what kind of crazy junk happens. I don't know if I'll finish this. Especially if it's just me and that other one. I should have probably set it up with a bunch of guys like I did a moment ago. But I think you probably get the idea. Oh, I think maybe that was like an earthquake or something. He's going to be playing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm going to see how long I can last here. I'm certainly not going to win. But pretty surprising, right? I mean, this game's actually surprisingly tranquil, well done, you know, nice graphics for what it is. The concept seems strong enough. Everything seems very stable. I haven't had any bugs or glitches. Like, all in all, this seems like the type of game you would find on Steam for $15 that would just be, you know, sitting there, just hanging out. Unlike those other games that, you know, don't sit on Steam that... I don't know what I'm talking about with that. Anyway, I'd like to get some of these gifts and see what we could do. I'd love to make a volcano. It just sounds exciting to me. And I'd also really like to not drop this... Okay, well, I was going to say on the wrong side, but too late now. Should really be spreading out. Wow, there's gifts everywhere. Oh, that's what I wanted, right? What is that? Oh, it was the earthquake again. It just jumped kind of arbitrarily up into the air. The very serious music does get a little bit... I don't know, I don't think grating is the right word, but like... You just need to like take a breath and listen to something a little less serious. I guess it would work if we were playing Tetris or something, but even Tetris is a little bit more upbeat. This feels like you should be, you know, in an opera hall or something, like watching a crazy piano player. Or orchestra, I should probably say. Let's stack this properly. I'd really like to get a little bit more progress here. No! I wasn't ready for that. So maybe, now that it's 2013, maybe it's time for a resurgence in this game's popularity. I don't know. So it always amazes me that there's occasionally a game that's just been around for ages that I've never even heard of or seen before. And especially when I've been playing PC games like as long as I have and never even heard this name come up even once. That's why we're doing this, you know? We're learning about this stuff every day. And this is taking freaking forever for me to make any progress here. Oh, that was better. Should really just put this down right here. That does not help. I guess the altitude is pretty strictly what determines the amount of influence you gain by each drop. And in this case, altitude is very minimal. I mean, I knew that already, but I figured it was somehow based on how many blocks you had stacked or something. So I got this. I guess I should drag this over to the other guy. He's about to win. How do I drop it, though? Did I do that? Did I do that, or did he do that? I don't know what's going on. Everything's destroyed. Oh, it's a volcano. Thanks, dirtbag. Oh, we knew it was going to happen one way or the other. Let me just look at that pretty sunset. Yeah, so I guess Red's about to win. Turned everything that I had to rubble. We just keep dropping blocks down into the stack here. I think we can go as high as we want to, which is pretty wild. So that's going to do it for this video. Definitely one to go grab if you've been looking for an interesting strategy game or puzzle game. I don't know what exactly to qualify this thing as, but it's very cool. I imagine if you're really even super bored, you could just set this thing up to have, what is it, like 8 AI opponents and just look down at the whole thing and watch. This is the first thing I've had that would glitch it out a little bit. As you can tell, it's like kind of buzzing around when I try to rotate off the center axis to the whole thing. But yeah, I would definitely give this one a download. Maybe we'll hook up and play some online or something. We could do that, actually. I could do like a live stream of this. We could all play together. Or make another recording or something. This is definitely a pretty neat game. I think you guys are going to enjoy it quite a bit. Well executed. A lot to it. And I imagine you could play it pretty endlessly if you get into the mood for this type of thing. I don't know if I would be into the mood for this endlessly, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. So that is going to wrap us up for this one. As always, remember to head on over to the website, www.indie-impressions.com. Check out all the videos, old and new. We got forums, we got sorting options, we've got a pixel shop, all kinds of stuff. Make sure you go say hi to somebody in the forums. We definitely need to get some conversations going back in there again. It's been a little dormant. We don't want that. Look at these things bounce. Oh, everything's exploding. The war zone has gone wild. But yeah, when you're done with the website, also facebook.com/indieimpressions, feel free to leave a like on that and you'll get every day's new video delivered right into your Facebook feed. Makes it convenient for you so you can stay up on whatever's going on with the channel, because I also do news updates and the occasional contests, as well as just getting each day's video, like I said. And if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or criticisms, or you're an indie dev and you just want to send me your game for a possible video on the show, quickest way to reach me is at RockLeeSmile on Twitter. And I also have a contact form right on the website, as well as I'll take any PMs via Reddit, YouTube, or Twitter. Whatever you got is fine with me. Oh, that's how you do it. You smash into those things. I just shot a missile at him. Did you see that? So just bounce these blocks all over the place, and I guess that's one way to do it. I've just been dropping bombs. So that is going to wrap us up for another day's episode. Make sure you come back again tomorrow for another one. I do a new one every single day. Been going strong for 370-something episodes, or 270-something episodes. I'm not to 300 yet. I'm getting there, though. And then we're going to make our way for the full year. And with your guys' support, hopefully we'll just keep on going right through the year. So, thank you so much for watching. As always, remember to come back again tomorrow, and have a lovely night. See you later.